Yo, I wonder how well you can see me and hear me. Oh man, look, you just got off of work on the beach right now. But honestly, I think I want to try to do video essays or video diaries, rants, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't know what to talk about just yet. I don't know if you can see. The background is pretty nice. Yeah. I think life is really weird. Life is strange. I've literally never played that game before. I just think the name is pretty tough. I've always had this like fear of change, we used to call it. I knew that change was inevitable, but I was scared as fuck that eventually everything would end up changing, that some people would leave my life and some new people would enter my life, and schools change and, you know, jobs change, and it's like that's just a part of life that I've learned to live with that and learned to accept that. But I'm realizing that it was never, not that it wasn't a fear of change, because I still do call it a fear of change, but it was more that the discomfort of change and kind of the not knowing or not having certainty about what's coming next. I mean, I'm a senior in high school right now, you know, and everyone talks about going to college and, you know, what they're gonna do for the rest of their lives, their majors. And I'm one of the people that aren't really sure. I'm currently looking at majoring in business administration or marketing. Either one, whichever one floats my boat. But I don't really know what floats my boat is the problem. I like to make music. I do. It's a really fun hobby. Kind of lets me express my thoughts in a kind of way. But I also like to kind of do artsy things, you know, collages are really fun, you know, little doodles, things like that. I love painting or doing little like furniture projects. Super duper fun. I've been doing that lately. Upgraded my room a lot. Yeah, I'm not following that or going to school for that, which is like, that's a whole nother topic. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, art degree, that's bitches don't get no degree. Which I honestly actually do understand to a certain extent. But there's kind of this expectation, and it's not even an expectation at some point, it's a necessity. Money runs the fucking world, and it's like, I don't think it's impossible to make a living through art or through music. I really don't. There's actually a lot of fucking ways, you know. But that was a whole nother tangent. Just, the fact is, I'm scared of what's gonna come next. I am. I'm excited for it. I want to move away, and I want to kind of not start anew, but find new opportunities and meet new people. I'm excited for that. But it's the uncertainty, the uncertainty. Yeah, that sounds better. It's the uncertainty of what's coming next, I guess. It's leaving your comfort zone and, you know, leaving yourself up and vulnerable to being hurt, you know. I think my life right now is pretty comfortable, but it's so obvious that I don't feel fulfilled, specifically in my job. But, you know, I'm fucking 17, turning 18. There's not much else to find just yet, not for another couple years, you know. Or like, honestly, going to school, I'm not the most happy at school. Like, I love the idea of getting an education, but I think school just it's not my place. I've never really been a big fan of school. So the fact is, discomfort is uncomfortable. But it's something you have to do. It's something you have to go through. I think you just kind of have to stay on the bright side. Charlie, I know it's hard, but look on the bright side. Change usually brings good. Sometimes it may bring bad, but as long as you focus on the good, everything will be alright. Right, Charlie? Does that sound like him? Or like a fucked up version of him? There's so many things that I want to do. And there's so many things that I want to be. Like, I have this vision of myself. 6'4", ripped fucking body. You know? And I love the idea of working towards that. It's just the discomfort that scares me and kind of makes me reluctant. And sometimes it holds me back, which is, that's my biggest fear. Is being held back. And like, being so scared of that change that I stay exactly where I am. I remember, this one's kind of gay and kind of vulnerable and personal, but I remember my first real like big breakup. I didn't understand why for so fucking long, and honestly I don't think I fully understood why until recently, 2.5 years later. At first, she had just like, she was sad about it, and she let me know. She was like, she didn't know if she did the right thing. But after like a week or two, like, I kept asking her like why, or I kept trying to understand why, and she finally like gave it to me straight, and that's what I needed. I don't sugarcoat and be like, oh, I still love you, but I'd have to, like, bro, just break up with me. Don't tell me you love me. That sounds bad. Like, I do like to know. But at the same time, like, don't give me hope. But she had told me, like, she told me she still loved me, but the fact was she didn't want to be held back. And she wanted to continue to grow as a person with new experiences. And the fact was, in a strange way, we were holding each other back because we were comfortable with one another. Comfort is a really nice thing. It's a really nice thing to have. But it's a really easy trap to fall into. But I look at where we were on that day, and I look at where we're at now, and I see how much we've grown. Like, my fucking outfits were bad back then. Still pretty bad. But you get my point. Personality-wise, friend groups, you know, style, just everything about us has changed. And honestly, in such beautiful ways too. Like, I see all of us just from like middle school. And I love the people that we've become. And the fact is, trying to relive whatever was back there, like back then, and like trying to keep that and trying to relive that, it isn't possible. Maybe it's possible in some fucking 0.0001% of the time it's possible. But the fact is, we may be the same people, but we're not the same people. If I talk to myself from fucking freshman year, I would be annoyed. I would fucking like, no way I was like this back then. Like, I was a fucking awkward ass, scared fucking kid. And I just realized that we were scared kids. Like, we didn't know what else life had to offer. We still don't know everything that life has to offer. The only way to know is to fucking live it. And having someone to hold your hand while you live it, it's really nice. I will never pretend that it's not nice and pretend that I didn't love having her around. I won't pretend. I still do miss that sometimes. But I also see where I'm at now and that kind of independence I've grown and, found within myself after that. And I think, wow, like, back then I never could have done this alone. And here I am now with an actual fighting fucking chance to do it alone. Because I grew. We all did. I don't pretend that it doesn't hurt or that I don't miss her sometimes. But I have to remember, like, the person I'm missing, she's not the same person that she was back then. That's okay. Because I'm not the same person that I was back then. Change is not my most favorite thing in the world, but growing is. And learning is. And if it requires change for that, then bring it on, right? Bring it on.